talk to you after the show. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful evening with us on Live with Lloyd. I'm your host, Astro-Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. It is Monday. It is the 22nd. We have now switched from Virgo into Libra. It all depends on what day of the week what time you were born on this day. To some, you could have been the very, very last stages of Virgo. To some, you could have been the very 0 degrees starting into the sign of Libra. But nonetheless, welcome to another beautiful day with us. Before I bring on my very distinguished guest, Ms. Kimbaley Williams, I do want to let you know about our sponsors, which is Numerolitics with Melinda Valentine. She is offering a 20% discount from now to the end of the month. And she also wrote a series of books on the elements. And now that we're on the first day of air, I'm showing her reflection, her air sign reflections. And next will be water for Scorpio, fire for Sagittarius. But in the meantime, since we're now in air, so if you are a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, this is your time. Also, my good buddy, King Simon, is sponsoring a consultation, and it's for seniors to get a discount. And so whether you're a senior or not, please reach out to him for consultation. And he is the best. Also, one of my sponsors is also Nicholas Brooklyn. They're celebrating over 50 years of being involved in service in the community. I was there yesterday. It was very, very interesting. Always loved the energy there. And seeing Monique, she's going to be on. And on Sunday, she's going to have an event that I'll let you know about. Also, I spoke to Chenna today. He says the book should be up. He says it has been submitted to the publisher, and it's just a matter of days before they now make it happen. So I'm going to bring him on at some point next month. And of course, Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimbaley. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is her brand new baby, the book that she's just published. So that's going to be good. Also, one of our other sponsors is Recept. For those of you who wish to get a business going, but with a professional touch, with an answering kind of service, this is the way to go. Just click on the QR code. And before we begin, let me tell you about today. It is Monday, September the 22nd. The sun is in Libra. The new moon is still in Libra, although it was a new moon yesterday afternoon officially. It's a 9-universal month, a 4-universal week, a 4-universal day. So if you happen to be an Aquarius or a Leo like my guest, or Gemini, or born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, the 13th, the 19th, the 22nd, like my guest, or the 28th or the 31st of the month, well, this is your day. So everybody, as you see, I've experimented. Last week was my first time accidentally getting this background. It's better than looking at my books and all this other stuff. So I think this is better. I'll see. So, no, this is not my living room, but it's a nice living room, you must admit. Anyway, though, I do want to bring on my very, very special guest, and that is Miss Kimbaley Williams. Hold on, how are we doing this? Okay, where is she? I got to do this. There's something I'm doing. That's strange. Hold on. Where is she? Hold on. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Here we go. I think this is it.
Lord, did you try to kick me out of the show?
No, I'm trying to. No, hold up, hold up. No, it doesn't supposed to go like this. This is crazy. Hold up, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is weird. Everything was working just a minute ago. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I think. Oh man, Kimberly, I don't know what's going on. We're supposed to be side by side here. Um, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me see. I'm very determined how we did this. No, this happened with my guest on Monday. I mean, last week. No, no. That's the weirdest thing. Hold up. This is not right. Let me see.
Oh, you had it. Hello, Lord family. I hope everybody is doing well. Peace and love to everyone. I think Lloyd, he's coming back.
There we go. There we go. Okay, I ain't gonna mess with no more stuff. Okay, I'm gonna leave well enough alone. Not gonna push too many buttons. Okay, I done got caught up with the background, and I thought I could get slick a minute. Okay, it's not happening. Miss Kimberly, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Very, very good. And thank you for sponsoring it. And thank you for also, we partner together for those who may not know each month with the forecast. We are now working on, I think, as of October, we'll make the 22nd consecutive month that we have done the cosmic forecast. And it has grown as a result of our viewers, not us, but the people that give us the feedback and the fact that they look for it. So I feel very honored, and she does too. Congratulations on your baby. You birthed a
Thank
baby
you.
girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Her name is called The Business of Astro-Numerology, I do believe. And let me ask you this. What inspired this book?
Ah, well, what inspired the concept was my clients. My clients kept asking for more when I started offering services for business or products for businesses. And one day, just out of nowhere, I just began to get insight of um, why it's important that we start to look at the business as a business instead of just looking at it as some people look at business as a money making machine, and they're not aware of the fact that these businesses have birthdays too, just like we do as individuals, and they operate according to their numbers, their frequencies.
Okay, as you see, I am still experimenting. Now, what's so interesting, this went well before we were doing the show. Let me just get back to the basics here, and I'm going to leave well enough alone. That's what I'm going to do. No. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, there you go. And where am I? Let's see. Okay. I swear to you, when I get this straight, I'm not going to touch another button. Okay. Um, no, that's not right. This didn't work like this. How did this do this? Okay. So anyway, um, so how do you feel now that you published this book? Let
I
me see.
feel good because I feel like it's something that can help people grow.
Good, good, good. Now you're doing something that's kind of like a brand new niche, which is okay. I'm gonna get this straight. If it's the last thing I do, um, no, that's definitely not it. No, that's not it. That is not it. Okay. That is not it. Where'd you go? Nope. That is so selfish. That is. Uh, Kimberly, my apologies at this second. It worked very
That's okay.
well. Second time. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, so to just put a highlight on you, I'll figure out where I am in a second. So you've actually created a niche, and that niche is astronumerology, business astronumerology. Have you always had a love of business or something?
Yes, I did love, I've always loved business. In fact, at this time, I am studying for my master's in metaphysical business and administration. So, business has always been something that I've really enjoyed, and it's been something that I have this thing where I can be around a person or be close to a person, and I'll get insights that may enhance that person's business. And for a lot of people, when I reveal this insight to them, they get kind of confused and wonder whether they should take the advice or not. And some people don't, because it's something different, of course, being a number four. But then those ones that have listened to what I said and went through what I tell them they should do, they usually do pretty well with that. And so that right there was something that I was doing in business, not as a career, but just doing it for the fun of it.
Well, obviously, it's turned out more than for the fun of it. Let me see. There we go. We're gonna have to switch it like this a second. We're gonna switch it back and forth. So, it looks like it's a labor of love. Now, there's one thing you've also asked. You asked that first of all, when people purchase a book, there's a couple of things they need to do. One of them is to purchase the book, of course. And is it also an ebook? I take it.
Yes, it is. You can pick the ebook up on you can get both books on Amazon, and you can get the ebook on my website at kimbaley.com. And what I'm doing is for the beginning, I am giving out free mini business profiles for those who get the book and leave a review, whether it's on Amazon or whether it's on my website. I'm doing a mini business profile for them so that they can find out the numbers that influence their business, because as we're going to talk about today, it's very important for you to know the numbers that are influencing your business.
Well, there's something that you like other than me just going back and forth with this thing, but we're gonna do the best we can. After we get this straight, all my shows, I'm not touching another button. Okay, I'm gonna leave it exactly as it is. Okay, and what it says it's doing is not supposed to be doing. Although when we went on, everything was fine, but I have no idea. Um, of your book, there's one thing that always interests me, and I think people don't know. We always talk about the date of incorporation, but we never ever talk about the date of of conception. Can you explain that?
Yes, so the incorporation date, that's pretty dry cut. That's the date that you go and file when you go file your business and with the state or the people in your area, and you get that official date. That is officially the birthday of your business. It's the incorporation date. That's important for you to have. Not all people have that incorporation date, because some people don't incorporate their business. But in the case where you have not incorporated your business, you can create the conception date, which is the way I like to explain the conception date is you think in terms of pregnancy and the conception. At the moment that that child is conceived, you've set an intention for that child. And once the child is born, that's an incorporation date for the business. So whatever day that you get the idea to start this business, or it could be the first action steps that you took intentionally towards your business, could be considered your conception date, because the conception date is that frequency that's playing in the background that gave you the inspiration to create the business. So if you don't have that incorporation date, you can use a conception date.
Okay, now here's the thing too. It's interesting because when a woman suspects she's pregnant and goes to the doctor, they ask when was the last time she had her cycle. And so from there, they're figuring out the conception, that's right. And then they can kind of project when the date of incorporation, which is when the baby's due. That's what that's like saying, right?
Yes.
All right,
Well,
go ahead.
no, it's not saying that you're figuring out when the baby is due. You're setting the intention for this business idea, or this business project, or it coming together. It's not projecting when it will actually come together, because you don't know when you may get the incorporation date. You may apply for at a time. You may apply on the 4th as a incorporation date, but they have to process the paperwork.
Okay. Okay. So now once that is done, then how you got to, because it's interesting. We look at, let me see if I can get us both on here saying, I don't know why we're not the same size. Let me see something. That is
That's
so
okay.
selfish. Okay.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
It's for example, when you look at these giant corporations of Amazon and this, that, and the other, they've started their dates, because one of them was very interesting, as you did with Amazon, because it was known as cadaver or something like that, a
Yes,
cadaver.
they had another name, and some businesses go through several names, which will change the frequency. And it's funny, I just thought about this earlier. That name represents your in business, that name represents your persona. That's how the outward world, how they see you, who they see you as. So every time you change that frequency, every time you change your name, you'll probably notice that you'll get different characteristics, or there'll be different things that may change about you. And I've heard some people say it that have been maybe married before and changed their last name, or vice versa. And they say once they change the name, they can tell that things are different. That's because the frequency of the name changed that was influencing the name.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So this is, and so in your book, you go into, according to the date of birth of the corporation, the colors, designs, is exactly because, for example, banks colors are normally in blue. So for example, there's a whole psychology about colors and what they do. I think orange and yellow makes you hungry, like McDonald's has. Um, and all these things that we kind of take for granted. And so, what did you do to put all that together to look into that? Because you got the shapes, the colors, everything.
It's because I think I'm very detailed, because each time I research something or look something up, I gotta go a little deeper. I gotta go a little deeper, and before you know it, I have like a whole lot of other stuff that to be included. So the information in this book is so much more that will probably come out, in another book. But when the downloads came through for this, it was just like information just flooding in. And I don't know. I was just thinking about what I knew about business and seeing how it correlates with numerology and bringing it together, because we see this, but we're not aware of it sometimes.
Hold on, did I just shrink this thing? This is this. Wait a minute, this is so embarrassing. Can y'all see me? My scenes? No, this is.
Hello, everyone. I see you in the chat.
See me in the
Hello,
chat. Wait a minute.
Queen B.
Hold up. Wait. Hold up. I removed. Why are you
Thanks,
so teeny
Jed.
tiny? Can you see me?
Peace, Melinda.
Okay. Scene active too. I wish I knew what I was doing.
Thank you.
I see something. Show on stage. No, that's not it. Oh boy, this is like I will never do this again. Trust me. Um, why am I so teeny tiny? Can you see the screen,
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly?
Yes.
It looks real small from my end. Is it?
No, no, it's not small from over here.
Okay.
We see you. I know I see you.
Okay. Can I see you? Let me see. I see this. You see yourself, right? No.
You see both of us? Oh, go back. Do
The
you
both of
see
us?
both of us? Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. Okay.
Will the PowerPoint come up?
It should. It should. Let's try it. Here we go. Did the PowerPoint come up?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain this?
I'll go back.
We move it.
Um, Now it's back to you.
Hold up. Hold up. Is it back to you now? Is it both of us?
No, no, but the PowerPoint went away.
Oh man. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. You in the PowerPoint, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, go right ahead. Jimmy Kimball, Jimmy Kimball, for those of you who are in the, I'm not a late night TV watcher. I do know that Stephen Colbert, from what I understand, was canceled because of something that was said politically, evidently. Jimmy Kendall was talking about something and they took it a whole nother way and ran with it and terminated him. The only thing I know that both these comics have in common, other than they have comics on their own respective networks, is they both born on the 13th day of the month, which is odd and unusual, which is very, very different. So since we got Jimmy Kimmel up, tell us about him.
Straight why business timing is important, why it matters um, in business astronumerology. And I know you've probably heard the saying, time is money, time is money. And that is something that we think about in business astronumerology. Hold on.
That's me. No, this is weird. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
That's something that we talk about in business astronumerology. Um, we have to we use the birth date of the person, the birth month, the birth day, and the birth year to determine what cycles our business will be going through. Every business has a cycle that it goes through, just like every individual has a cycle that it goes through. And it's important to know that universally, we're all flowing in a big cycle, and we're flowing together in alignment and in harmony. When we're in alignment and in harmony, then the flow is a lot better than when you are not. And that's the same thing with your business. When you are in alignment and in harmony with the flow of the timing of your business, then things will become more easier for you. Things will things such as having enough, having that extra time to spend with family, things such as being able to take risk, calculated risk. The business does not mean that you just do things whenever you think it's the best time to do it. It's you do things when you are in harmony with it. So everybody has a cycle that they go through on a yearly basis. That is your yearly cycle. We know that during your yearly cycle, you learn what you can expect from the numbers that are guiding you during that year. Um, can you pull the PowerPoint up,
Let me
please?
see. It should
Okay.
be up. Can you see it?
Yes, that'll keep me on point.
Now, here's
Okay.
the thing. You talked about his date of incorporation, but that's his birthday, November 13th of 1967. Why did you refer to it as a date of incorporation? Is he a brand, is so to speak? Is that why?
Jimmy Kimball Live. That's the name of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take away the word live, like they did the other night, then you still have Jimmy Kimmel. He can go out and he can make money because people know him basically as the business. People are going to reach out to him and know him by name and know that he is the face of this brand. Therefore, I would consider him here in business astronumerology as a personal brand. This includes people that are coaches, entertainers, and doesn't have to be just a comedian. The people that are in sports, actors, actresses, because their face is the business. Who they are is the business. And that's why I used his birthday, because everything has to align with him because he is the business. Okay, so when I add 11, 13, and 1967 together, he gets a business mission number of 20. What a business mission number is the same thing that a person's individual's life path would be. So what that does is it tells you what you are here to learn. In this case, in business astronumerology, is here to teach you what your business mission is. What is your business here to do? And his business mission is a 22, and I just wanted to point out that it is in red because it is 2 is one of his non-favorable numbers, and I'm going to go through his favorable numbers next. But the
Mm-hmm.
number 20 is the awakener. So his business's mission is to awaken others, to awaken the consciousness of other people. Now, his favorable numbers, I should have put this first, are the 4, 1, and 9, according to his birthday. Let me tell you about the 4. Now, the 4 is the rebellious one, and I like to call it um, rebellion with a purpose, because a lot of people, especially when they are in harmony with their numbers, they may rebel, but they're really rebelling to do something for the greater humanity or for the underdog or to help somebody else out. So he has that number 4, ruled by Uranus, which is about unexpected changes, surprise, shocks, and even when you look at Uranus, the Uranus is a transformer in a major way. And I say in a major way, because Uranus is not just here to change you from today to tomorrow. Uranus is here to transform the future. So it's these things that are outdated, these belief systems that are no longer working. Uranus will come in and Uranus will come in and transform those things in major disruptive ways sometimes. And then we have the number 9 here. And with the number 9, that's also a transformative numbers. So you have the 9, which is a number that transforms. You have a 4 that transform, and you have that 20 that's here to raise awareness. So what this is saying to me in this business mission, everything that happened for a purpose. And so I don't know if people have been following the story, but this is what happened after the Charlie Kirk situation. He spoke out about it on the show and he was fired. And one of the people that was mentioned that pulled him was ABC, one of the businesses. Look at ABC, that was a number 4, and you will see under his caution numbers here, the 6, 8, and 2 are his opposition numbers. The no, ABC is a 6, and as you see in the caution numbers, his number 6 is opposing his 4. And also, when we look at it, he was in an annual business cycle. That means what cycle was his business in this year? For you, it would be your personal cycle. For your business, it would be the annual business cycle. He was in a 6 cycle, which is also another one of his opposition numbers. He was in a 6 business month, which is also one of his opposition numbers. And he was in the 3rd week, which makes it the 8, makes it
Well, if he's in a 6, it would make him the 9. It'd be in the
the
9.
9. He was in the
Mhm.
9. So that represents endings. And he was suspended on 9/17/2025, which is a universal 8-day, also his opposition day. So if I knew Mr. Kimmel, I probably would have went up to him and say, look, I know you have some things that you want to say, but I think you should wait to a later time. However, things worked out favorable for him because they call him back. And so he will return back to work tomorrow, which happens to be a 2. Which happens to be a Tuesday. And Tuesday is a 9-day. So
That's one of his best days then.
that was one of his best days. So that's
Okay.
good for him. But what I think is going to happen is because he's in a 6th cycle this year, he's going into the 7th cycle. What's going to happen is he's going to do a lot of deep thinking after this. Not only is he transforming things because he is standing up for our First Amendment rights.
Mhm,
I don't know
mhm.
if people know how big that is, but he is actually standing up and he was fired for our First Amendment rights. So he's helping humanity. But at the same time, I'm thinking that this situation is really going to change his thinking. I think next year, his 7th year, he'll be going into doing some deep thinking about what happened. And this may be a transformation that we'll see happening in his career moving forward.
That's very, very interesting. And you know what's interesting on the flip side of that, if you look at Stephen Colbert, he's in a 9 personal year which is the 6 upside down. Now, I can't remember. I think he was terminated in maybe July, I think. I'm not sure of that one, as so much as Jimmy is more recent. But it's just interesting because sixes and nines, it has a lot to do with making adjustments. Nine is definitely about endings. And in this case, so whatever happened, I don't know whether the powers that be or the public per se, because Jimmy Kimball, from what I understand, is short of 3 years short of breaking the late Johnny Carson. He is Johnny Carson, born on October the 23rd, in fact, was the longest serving late night comic for 30 years. Well, Jimmy Kimball has served it for 27, which is his 9. So in another 3 years. So it's just interesting that they brought him back. So so anything else you see? What about today? The fact that they brought him back today.
What is today? Today is a
Today is the
Monday.
22nd.
Oh, today is the 22nd for. So this.
But that makes sense, doesn't it?
Mhm. It makes sense. And then when I look at that 13-4, and I think about 13-4 and the people that I know, each number in each series is different. So the 13 and the 22 is not alike. What I notice about 13 is that 13s kind of tell you a little bit more about what's on their mind and how they want to tell you. And yeah, and he got reinstated through Disney too.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. And
Isn't
so
Disney a 6?
hmm,
I think. Isn't Disney a 6?
Walt Disney is a 6.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Walt Disney is the 6. But yeah, and then he has that 9. So of course in his conversation or his communication, he's going to be a little more aggressive than most. And that's why I'm thinking about the fact that he has that 4, that 1, and the 9. I'm thinking he's not the one to take orders well. And he may look at this situation and think, I need to do something different.
Well, he did. He did for sure. Now I'm going to remove this. Let us pray that we're both together in this sense, side by side. Okay, here we go. All right. I ain't touching nothing else. I ain't touching nothing else.
All the way at the end.
Yeah, I'm not touching nothing. But I will say this. For those of you in the Live with Lloyd family that has a business, that want to ask a business related question, or would you like to take a birthday and let's pretend if that person had a business, what would be the best time for them to go into it? And Cece said he was a Scorpio as well. You're right, Cece. And
Yeah, we
Melinda says
can.
amazing work. So let's take, I think I saw somebody's birthday, and this is one of our regular viewers here too, LJ. Okay, I shade to you, she says, Kimberly. All
Well, I
right.
will say for everybody, what my tip is to um, choose a business date that is compatible with you. Just like how we saw Jimmy Kimball's date, everything was aligned to his number, and mainly because he is the face of business. But at the same time, I would, for everybody, suggest that you align your business with your own numbers, especially if you're doing the conception date. That's why the conception date is so important, because if you don't have that incorporation date, you can set that conception date when it's in alignment with you. And if you think about it deeply enough, whenever that thought popped into your head, more than likely it was on a day that favors you, because that's how our numbers work. Subconsciously, the numbers are working. So sometimes you may notice, hey, that aligns with my numbers. Yeah. So make sure that you align everything with your numbers. So if you're born on the first, align it with the 1 and
Okay.
all the way. Hmm?
No, no, I was letting you finish. So all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, all the way through number 9. All the
Okay.
way through number 9.
Now let's say this person has a business, and let's
Mm-hmm.
say the business was formed on December the 15th of 72. What would you let Letitia Thomas Russell know about her business?
Well, the one thing I would tell her, the business could be something that has something to do with health. This could be a favorable business because people could be supporting that business. She could get a lot of help from it, resources from other people. It should be something that has something to do with learning or teaching or something to do with the home. It can be something with the artistic or a creative lean to it. Um, yeah, and one thing that'll be very important for you is that you build relationships with people. You know how to bring people together, and you're making sure that whatever you do it with the most sincere integrity, and listen to your intuition, because there's things that may come to you that may not be written down anywhere, but you just feel in your soul that is right, and those are the things that you should
What
go
about
with.
Elizabeth Lily James? Let's say she had a business that gave birth on the 14th of August.
So one thing about that 14, you got to constantly be changing or making updates in your business. Everything can't stay the same. So if this is your business birthday, it'll be a little bit different if it was the business name. But if it's the business birthday, same thing. Make sure that you're networking. Make sure that you are constantly keeping things fresh for your audience if you're online through social media, or if you're in a physical location. Make sure you're keeping up with the trends, because the people that follow you or support you are most likely going to be curious. They're going to want to stay up with the times. You're going to be the one to bring the fresh things to them. And it also might be the fact that, oh, you should go hard and heavy on promotion in your business as well, and make sure that the visual image of your business is good, because people are going to be looking for that too.
Now, here's an interesting piece that came in. They said, Joan Alexia says, I asked the Secretary of State, could I pick my own date? And I was told yes. I wonder if that's a state by state basis. Do you know whether this is
I
general
think
or?
I think it's different for every state. It's different for every state, but I don't say yes or no because I have never really verified if it's the same for every state.
Yeah, because every state has its own different rules. And if so, how would she go about it? Because most people will submit something and then they have to wait until then when it's issued. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the official date of incorporation. So I'm just wondering um, how that works. Okay. But anyway, and your state, wherever that state is. And by the way, if you can mention the state where that was, that would be greatly,
Yes.
greatly appreciated, Joan Alexia. What state are you in? Because I tell you this, it definitely don't sound like New York City. Okay. That's for sure. New York got its own kind of thing of how it deals with. Um,
Also about the 14th too. Uh, manifesto purpose is a 5. And I forgot to say, but constant change for for the number 5. Like, things may change over time. Your style, the way you feel about things. Like, there's a few different ways that I have delivered the show since the time that I opened it. So, yeah, make sure that you're ready for change.
Okay, so any of you who have a business or thinking about going into business, we have a business astronumerologist here. And as I says that if J.P. Morgan in his day can consult an astrologer to this day, although he died in 1913, which is well over 100 years ago, his financial institution in his name still stands. So when he was asked the question, does it make millionaires? He says, no, it makes billionaires. And he proved that to be true. And Letitia says, amazing insight regarding what you just said.
Thank
Okay.
you, everybody.
Now, Joan Alexa says her business was incorporated on April the 7th of 1986.
Oh yeah, so you may do something spiritual, or if you're not doing something spiritual, you could be doing something that involves videos, cameras, anything like that, transforming things too. It could be it could be a library for real with the number 7. Yeah, could have something to do with education as well. But I'm feeling kind of like something spiritual, something in the spiritual realm. It could even be meditation or something like that.
Okay. Now we have a gentleman whose birthday is tomorrow, Ewart.
Happy
Okay.
birthday.
Yep. Happy birthday. He says he has a business idea, but feels like there's obstacles sales wise. That's interesting because fire does rule sales in business, right? And commerce and
Mm-hmm.
communication.
We have a business,
What do you think
but
he might be thinking of when he says that he's having obstacles there in sales? How could you guide his business so to avoid any obstacles? Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's a section in your book called timing.
that's what it was about today. Timing. That's timing. So what would have to happen is I would have to know the name of your business and the birth date of your business, and that's how I can determine the timing that you're in, or to see is the name in alignment, because those names are important. Don't feel like if you haven't started, don't feel like you don't want to get started because of sales. But this makes me feel like maybe he's already started.
You know, in the book, you talked about the business and business owner. So let's say as a business owner and you know his key numbers, would there be certain days, dates, or months you would guide him, therefore, to kind of minimize the stress of his obstacle towards sales wise? Does that
So
make sense?
what I do is like a compatibility between the business and the business owners, because um, two separate entities, you and the business. So you have to see if your numbers are in alignment with the business, and that's important, because if your numbers are in alignment with the business, then the operations of the business will flow more smoothly. However, if you're out of alignment, I help people by showing them what they can do to kind of get around those non-favorable times, or those oppositional times. So if there's anyone that is like in question, like this one,
Mm-hmm.
then just go to Kimbaley.com and I do a 20-minute consultation, and I'll explain business astronumerology to you on a deeper level, and I can help you with your question.
Okay, because see, here's my thought too. Now, once I know his numbers, which is tomorrow, he's a Libra 5 person, which means 5, 6, and 9 are his best days. Therefore, to me, I would say, well, to minimize obstacles towards sales, focus on trying to present your sales on a Wednesday, Tuesday, and a Friday. You know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, or especially on a date that adds up to that. but his business may be separate. But anyway, we do know that his numbers are the 5, 6, and 9. Now, what about
And then if he's thinking about starting one and tomorrow's his birthday, then that would be a great time to use as this conception date
that's right, because
to
it's
set
all on
the
a Tuesday, one of his
intention.
days too.
Yeah, to set the intention of a conception date for your business until you get incorporated. Then you know that the business is in alignment and in lockstep with you.
Well, with Letitia, she says, "Thank you. I'm a Reiki master and tarot card reader and spiritual mentor, and trying to be a motivational speaker. I am trying to get clients now. I wish you all the best." And Letitia, if you are a tarot reader and you feel you're good, I would offer my platform Live with Lloyd for you to come on and show what you can do and motivate people, and and hopefully you get some clients. That's all I can tell you. That's absolutely no charge, no conditions. That's how I roll for people who know me. So, because we all got to get started somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Now, what about Dana Cooper? Their date of incorporation. And you know what's interesting? According to the government, when we get birth certificates, we're really okay. We're really like a business. All right. That well, that's a whole nother thing for the government, but we ain't gonna go there. So, what about Dana, Aries 5 person? What kind of
I would
business do
say
they get
she's
into? You think?
What I would say she's in a 9 annual business year this year. So what I would say to her is I would not be surprised if she has been willing to walk away from some things in your business. There may be some things that you have had to let go in the business. If this is the incorporation date, but I don't want you to look at it as if, oh, I'm losing all of these things. What you're really doing is you're clearing the path for other things to come in. This is also a year that you may have had to take business trips that are long distance, international, or something like that. This would have been a time, or this still is a time for you to introduce yourself to a larger audience, to expand and broaden the audience that you are targeting. This can also be a time for, like we saw with, even though he's not in a 9, but this could be a transformational time for your business, preparing you for what's to come next year, which will be the one, and it's going to represents new beginnings. So look over this year right here. And if there's anything in your business that you want to let go of, that you don't want to see for the next few years, then go ahead and get rid of those things and get ready to start fresh.
Now, Joan Alexia says that her state that she's in is in the state of Mississippi. Okay,
Okay.
but it didn't
Okay.
sound like it was
So
New
they
York
will
City.
let her. I wonder if I wonder if hmm, I wonder if what they do is if you um, apply early enough, maybe they save
They'll
it.
grant a wish. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, but Joan Alexis says her conception date is June 7th of 2025, and she wants to open up a floral gift shop. So what say you about this one? Now, this is a conception date of her business just this year.
Hmm. I would say so. I would say so. This to me, when I think about it, this energy when we're talking about the floral gift shop, it makes me think about tapping into nature, that side of things. And it also makes me think about what do you need from these for these floral gifts. You're going to need that water energy, and it's still with the seven loves beauty. And so I think that this would be something pretty good for a number 7.
All righty. All right. Good. Good. Now, Cinematic Brothers, he's got something, but what happens is I'm going to save this, David, and I'm going to answer it on Wednesday. Because you said I want to reside. You reside in the Bronx. You want to move to New Jersey, but my enemy state, which is, so I'll have to get into that. But right now, we want to kind of focus on our guests. Now, this person is More Than Enough podcast, and they was conceived on September the 6th. So happy belated birthday to them, back in the sign of Virgo of 72. So what say you?
Oh, I say,
Nothing. Cinematic Brothers just put down when his business was created, so we'll save him next. So go ahead with this one.
Okay. So born on the 6th. There we go with the there we go. This may be a good number for real estate if you're interested in real estate. This may be also something that is for a person that likes to collect art, sell art, or may even be an artist themselves. Once again, I think that a lot of things that happen in your business is going to be due to the way that you handle the relationships in your life. Make sure that you're making your clients or whoever you're serving feel like home, feel like they're loved. That's the energy. So this is earth energy. This could mean something that you are dealing with finances as well.
Okay, good. Now, Cinematic Brothers is a Leo. He's born on August the 20th, but here he wrote his business was created on May 26th of 2020 in New York. Cinematic Brothers Enterprises, LLC. So what say you about his business, Kimberly?
What's his, you said his birthday was the 20th?
August the 20th is his birthday, yes. And he was born in the Bronx. Actually, he was born in 85 in Queens. He was born at 11:07 a.m. So his son is sitting in the 10th house, the business house.
So
Okay.
that's interesting because that's what I was going to say about this number. This is the number that would be dealing in something related to business. But the thing about this business that you will have to know about is that everything's not going to happen overnight. Everything is not going to be fast and quick. This is earth energy. So you're going to have to know that just because things seem like they're moving slow, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are not moving at all, because that's how the number 8 is. It's like you're putting in work a little bit over time. You're being steady. You're being persistent in it. And then one day, before you even know it, you're going to start seeing the achievement, the recognition, and the growth before you couldn't see it, because it felt like it was taking such a long time. So know that it's important to be patient and do everything by the book. Do everything. You are in the business of doing business. Do everything in the book, by the book.
And he's in he has a 7 destiny or life path, a birth path. So that's his journey when you add up the month, the day, and the year he's born. Now, Alexia, who just says she's in Mississippi, got the floral shop. What's interesting, she is born on April the 7th, and her business was formed on June the 7th. And thank you very much, Joan, for the donation. Much, much appreciated, too. Okay, we got less than a minute to go. Let me put up how people can get in touch with you, Kimberly. So for those of you, it's Kimbaley. She's a metaphysician. She's a business astronumerologist. She's an author. She can be found on YouTube, Kimbaley, Kimbaley_. Her site is kimbaley.com. Her email is manifestonpurpose@gmail.com. And of course, the Cash App, so she can continue to do her research and her work, is Cash App. $ Kimbaley Williams, Kimbaley, of course, Williams, WILLIAM. Well, let me say this again. Let me put this up before we go. Um, First of all, I'm extremely happy for your book. Hold on, let me take the banner off a second. I'm
Thank
extremely
you.
happy for your book project. It's a nice book. I ordered it right away. It is a great book. Not because I know you, but it is a great book, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. So there is a step that she requires. Is not much. First of all, purchase and read the book, and also you can get it in an ebook version too. Would that be correct?
Yes.
You can get an ebook version. Just leave a review on the Amazon and take a screenshot. And once you email the screenshot and the business to and the conception date to manifest on purpose at Gmail, which is her um, email address, manifest on purpose at gmail.com. She will send. What will you send them when they do this, Kimberly?
It'll be a free mini business profile. So I will send, you will find out what your favorable numbers are, your non favorable numbers. You will learn out what your business mission is, and there are a few more other things that you will get in this profile.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you very, very much for the embarrassing moments that we've had today. That's one thing when it's live, okay? When it's live, I'm live, okay? I've had my lights go out. I had the computer go off because I didn't plug the thing in. Yo, after threes, you think I'd have this tight, okay? So anyway, so once I got the background, I thought I got cute. See, I said, well, let me try this. So let me try that. So yeah, I cute myself. Anyway, everybody, I do want to thank all of you very, very much. If I've missed anybody, let me see. Oh, Quintanella says, wonderful show. And she says, it's always great to see you back. And hold on. Well, hold on. Here it is. Always great to see you back, she says. And Letitia, I'll make sure that all you got to do is go to Lloyd-Strayhorn. That's LLOYD-Strayhorn, STRAYHORN.com. Click on to schedule a session and with me. All that's going to start. And Melinda thought everything was funny. I know what you say, Melinda. Yeah, God bless us. But that's the beauty of live radio. Okay. And my brother and way away, he's at 2 a.m. here. Thanks so much. And thank you too. He's a Leo too, I think. He visits my show and I think he visits your show a lot. So thank you so much, my brother. Much, 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 much.
Thank you. Do you know what I forgot?
What?
The 22 day. That's why things are going crazy. You remember I told you
You
about
you know
how
you know what? That's true. That's true. And I have nerve to go experimenting on a 22 when I should have known better. Okay. Okay. This person says, love, success, and togetherness, my darlings. To Traveling Traveler, JB Traveling Traveler. Thank you so much for that. I much appreciate it. I think I have, for me, I enjoy my Live with Lloyd family. Oh, man. See, I missed this, Chantel. Um, Thank you so much for the donation. I don't know how I missed that. But anyway, she's a Capricorn 6. So let's say right quick, just a little brief synopsis. Oh, if she's born on January the 6th and her sun is sitting in the first house, the house of Aries. So
16.
yes. So her birthday is
She's in,
January the 6th.
can I tell you about the year she's in?
Yes, 1986.
Okay, so that means she'll be in a 7 annual business cycle. And the reason why I wanted to say that, to bring that forth, is because this is what I'm talking about. Like in the 7th year of a business, it's time for you to slow it down. A lot of people come to me and say, business is not going well, what's wrong? And I start with the analysis, and most of the time I already know either you're in a 2 cycle, which is telling you to wait and be patient, or either you're in a 7 annual business cycle, which is telling you to slow down and go within. So things may be a little bit more slower for you in this time, and you're going to be in thought about the business, how it's run, what you can do to make it better, what things went wrong. So that's what you can expect in a 7 cycle.
All right, Kimberly, I want to thank you very, very much. I want to thank you for being an experiment today in my video experience. Although that was not the plan, it was supposed to be business. I tried to handle my business, but I forgot today was the 22nd, so anything can go. So anyway, please make sure you pick up a copy of her brand new book. It's just out. It's available on Amazon, or you can go to Amazon and order the ebook version too. So both of them are available on an ebook and the book in and of itself, and it's well written and whatnot. So I think you'll enjoy it, especially for those that are business owners or thinking about business owners. This is the way to go. So Kimberly, I want to thank you very, very much. I want to see if I can switch over to me so I can thank all my sponsors and whatnot. And so thank you so, so much. Let me see. All right, I did it. Okay, good, good. Okay, here we go. Now, the show is brought to you by Numeralytics. Okay, that's Melinda Valentine. So go right there. She's offering a discount. Just go to her bottom left number there. It's 302-492-7722. Also, now that we're in the period of air, please pick up her element books on reflections. So the air sign, a reflection journal for all Geminis, Librans who are now we in their season, and Aquarius. And also to my brother, King Simon, that's my man. Please support him. And just text your details, 347-496-1022. Also, to acknowledge Nicholas Brooklyn is celebrating over 50 years in business at 1396 Fulton Street. This Sunday, they will have the ring guard. So if you know how to do some pull-ups or whatever the case is, and you don't have to be buff like this, brother, but just make an effort to do that and you'll be fine, okay? Also on the 4th, the week after, she's going to be having some feature there at Nicholas Brooklyn too. I'm going to be having Uchenna Hackett on, and at some point next month, he promised me the book. I recall him. I know he'd be saying, brother, won't you stop? Call me about this book. But he keeps writing chapters to it, so he's inspired. And it's going to be great. And, of course, I always want to thank Miss Kimbaley, who's always been sponsoring the show for the longest. And, again, her book that's out. So please pick up a copy. And also our newest addition to the sponsors, which is Ray X Recep. And just click on the QR code. Also, please pick up Jazz Aphrodite's very first book, Knocking from the Inside. That's available on Amazon. It is a great, great book. I have all these books that I have for her. On Wednesday, I'm having this young lady. Her name is Bridget Turner, that I had the pleasure of meeting yesterday at Nicholas Brooklyn. She is a filmmaker and an educator. She's having a 3-day series coming up in Brooklyn about Brown Girl Empowerment Film Festival. We'll be discussing all that on Wednesday, what she can do. Okay. I got to be honest. September's almost a wrap, but pick up the free newsletter. And for those who want to see it on a audio that we always do, you can just go to Kimbaley.com and see it there too. So everybody, I do want to thank all of you very, very much. Let's see something here. This was fun. I promise I'm not going to mess with nothing else again. I'm going to keep the background, though I might change up because it is fun. And I'll have to kind of straighten up the background. So it's kind of makes life a little easier for me. So everybody, I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for me fooling around with the thing today. And I promise I won't do it again. Okay. All of you have a nice, nice day. Until then, take care.